Well, what does an electric vehicle priced at 6.5 lakhs or 9.69 lakhs? You can take your pick because you get two options now with the Tata Punch EV. And this is the biggest launch of Tata Motors in 2026. I'm now being joined by Shailesh Chandra. He's the Managing Director and CEO of Tata Motors Passenger Vehicles. So thanks so much for joining in, and
Thank you.
many congratulations on the launch. We met just very recently, about a month ago, on the ICE launch of the Tata Punch. The EVs definitely come in a lot sooner than what personally I was expecting. How do you see the launch in that sense? Because the earlier Tata Punch, the first version, came back just in 2024, so it's not been that long. So what was the rationale of the launch essentially at this point of time, and what are you targeting with the Punch right now?
See, if you see the entry EVs have entry EVs, when I say it is the cars which are less than 12 lakhs, and why we have taken that 12 lakh rupees is because 65% of the vehicles, cars in the country get sold, below 12 lakh rupees, which means nearly 30 lakh vehicles are being sold. In that, electric vehicles are being only sold 50,000, which is only 1.6% penetration. Whereas in greater than 12 lakhs, electric vehicle penetration is 10%. So we saw that entry segment was facing this challenge of low penetration, and if you don't penetrate electric vehicles in 65% of the market, then there is no adoption of electric vehicles in the country. And therefore, in these 2 years, a lot has happened on the cost side. We have been seeing the battery prices have come down, the cell prices have come down, the design innovations have increased, the scale and localization has been helping reduce the cost. So we said, if we are getting these benefits on the cost side, why not move towards what a customer desires? What a customer desires to go for an electric vehicle, they are requiring at least a car which can do intercity drives and not just city drive. A car which gives you comfort of lifetime warranty. A car which can charge fast as you are on the highway, you don't want to waste too much time on the highway. So we took these three brief and said that let us see if we can push the current range of Punch from say 250, 260 kilometer to 350 kilometer. Provide lifetime warranty. At the same time, bring the cost very compelling. Right. So you have seen that we have launched the car at 9.69 rupees. We have also have given a BAS option at 6.49. And with 350 kilometer range, with lifetime warranty, fast charging, which this car can do a top up of 135 kilometer in 15 minutes. I think you have now been able to package a solution which gives that peace of mind to the customer to go for electric vehicle. And if you really compare the on-road prices of an automatic CNG Punch, for example, or a car of this category, it is on par with it now. So therefore, it's a very viable option now, and that's the reason why we said that since in any case ICE version has been launched, there is already a strong momentum. There's a lot of work that we have done there, so we bring it as fast as possible.
The other advantage that, because Punch launched in 2021 has been a big success for you after the Nexon. So since then, the 2024 EV launch, the ICE launch in 2026, and now this. So it has been a step up, I'm sure, in terms of design, because we've seen all four have very distinct design, and now all of them come together. So in that sense, when we talk about pricing at 9.69 lakhs, talk to us about why is it so important to price it at that level, and also that if you are running some offers for those who bought in 2024, the first version, for them to quickly revamp to the second one.
See, the rationale of the pricing was, as I said, that it has to come closer to the ICE prices. Automatic cars of the same size and in the same category. So, as I said, that 9.69 is more or less, when you calculate the on-road price, you will see versus CNG, more or less it is the same. In terms of on-road price when you take the empty version. With petrol, it might be a difference of still 5-10%. So we have come very close to the price parity that was needed. So that was the intent behind this kind of a pricing. And yes, to some of the earlier customers, we have been trying to offer different kind of schemes and all. Those are ongoing schemes, and some of the electric vehicles that customers are buying, that depends on model to model. That's it.
The big part of the launch, and because and explicitly mentioned by across management, was first and primary car. Now, a lot of what we've spoken to you as well, that EVs is becoming the secondary car now, and you spoke about so many measures that you've done in terms of the adoption, that hopefully this can become the first car now. How is the buyer mindset evolved now in the last few years, given that a lot of the challenges on charging infra and something that you spoke about of over 20,000 public chargers available now, what is that next step according to you for the buyers now?
See, buyers over a period of time have seen the neighbors buying this car, using this car. They have seen that it is very practical. The choices have also increased significantly. You get cars from, 8 lakh rupees going up to 30, 35 lakh rupees. And there would be about 19-20 models now. So that has given comfort and confidence that electric vehicle is going to stay and it is real. Second, there are barriers which were there. As I said, price was the biggest barrier. Then, which was 2 times the price of an ICE. You're seeing cars delivering price parity as this car is delivering. You are getting comfort on the battery because everybody fears what happens if the battery goes bad, and even after 8 years, what happens to me. So that was a concern. And of course, if somebody is buying a car in India, they're not buying for just city use or just as a second car.
One car for all.
Especially, in the less than rupees 10 lakh segment, generally it is a car for the entire family. So the car has to be versatile, both for city as well as for doing intercity drive. I think, therefore, even in the entry segment, if these barriers are being overcome, the confidence increases. And therefore, I believe with this kind of a car, it's a watershed moment for the entry EVs. And therefore, I think that this should help us increase adoption in the entry segment, which has been, as I said, only 1.6% penetration.
The other aspect is that you are between 40 to 45% market share now in EVs. So almost 5 in 10 EVs sold in India are by you. Very interesting that we've seen that in US, in Europe, we've seen that the share of each customer over time, each player is going to 1/4, so almost 25-30% and thereabouts. And we also had a recent a note today by Bernstein talking about that. How do you see the adoption going forward? You mentioned that you want to maintain that market share, but as the market grows, there would be some other players who would want to take in then. So how is that competition in your eye right now?
No, I think, the competition coming in the EV segment is a confidence building measure for the consumers. It commits greater investment in the entire ecosystem. It gives more options to the customers, and therefore the market is bound to expand with that, right? This is what brings the inflection point when there are multiple players. So if the market expands, as a player we'll also expand, because we will have the bigger, the largest or the widest portfolio of choices available. From a Tiago to Punch to going up to Harrier EV. So therefore, I truly think this is a very positive development, that more and more competition is coming. Those who are naysayers are also coming. So therefore, if top 6 players who contribute to 90-95% of the market, if all those 6 players participate, it's a very good thing for the EV industry. And we believe that with the widest set of portfolio that we have, the network that we have built, the work that we have done with the ecosystem players on the charging side, I think all is going to help us grow in this space.
You spoke about inflection point, and very quickly, because investors also look at Tata Motors now, and since you are one of the biggest players in EVs, that does help increase your margins as well, since it's a much more profitable product. How do you see with the Punch EV now? What is some of the numbers, if you can share with us, in terms of where is it in terms of production? How quickly can you ramp up already? How much is the production available now? And in terms of course, high utilization, higher margins. So anything on the numbers you can give us?
No, so, to a large extent, the production of the Punch is flexible between or fungible between ICE and EV.
Yes.
So we can ramp it up to the extent that this car demand would be. So it might require some level of planning if the demand significantly goes up on the supply chain side, but broadly we will be able to meet the demand.
The question also in reference to what we've seen with the response of Sierra, right? Over 70,000 bookings, and just while it's a good problem to have, in terms of getting those cars out has been one of the key aspects. So with this, you think that the waiting period won't be that long, given that you have had the ICE Punch for 5 years now and are very well versed with the process in terms of productions?
No, I hope that waiting period is high because that's a short-term problem that can be solved, and therefore that's not a big problem. As I said, it's a good problem to have. Sierra, thankfully, we had a very strong response, and we continue to get very strong response. Yes, we are burning the midnight oil to continuously increase the production. More so work on the supplier side because there are a lot of constraints there. So we are also, our team is going and supporting them to also ramp up. But I think over the next few months, we should be able to take care of that. And for Punch EV, I'm sure that we will be able to meet whatever demand comes.
It doesn't delay the overall plan of the Sierra EV too much, right? Because now you've got such a strong response with the ICE.
Yeah.
The Sierra EV is still very close by, right?
We will have to take the right balance call because Sierra EV will be ready, in a month or two. We will see the overall ramp-up situation, and then we don't want to, make people suffer who are already booked the cars. So we will take a judicious call.